Guys, it's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Laura's not in.
It's really warm.
And it's really warm, yep.
Yes. Yeah, we're just doing our sprint planning for the week, going what we're doing. For me, it's going to be pretty straightforward. It's mostly going to be the Flags DLC for WooLoop, and just getting main levels done for that as I can. And that's pretty much what I mean.
Yeah, and for me it's going to be culling pixels, a bit of Skystead, wrapping up the day. What's the word I'm looking for? Wrapping up the Under the Microscope DLC and doing Camp Sky. It's good fun.
Cool, yeah, and for me, saving and loading, oh god, it's going to be a nightmare, but we're just going to try plod on with it and try and get as much of it sorted as I can.
So yeah, today starting with more Flags DLC work. This is the one I've just created. There is a bit of an issue. You can see there's one route left. The very last step isn't completable, so just taking a screenshot like that for the Trello board. I'm going to make the fix and then get that pushed to be properly tested. That should resolve this sort of, you see the red peeking through here. So what this is a Japanese flag, but it's done in reverse. So instead of just drawing the red circle in the middle and calling it a day, the canvas is red and then you're doing all the white. So it has quite a number of steps, quite large, but it just means it's more playable and hopefully a bit more fun as well. Other than that though, there have been 2 more levels I've started today. So first off is the Nepal level, and the background is changing quite a lot, you can't really see, but yeah, that's the Nepal flag. I think it's the only flag in the world that isn't rectangular, so yeah, that thought I'd be quite an interesting one to do. I'd try to sort of fill in the white space a bit with red lines, just because the interior of the flag is red. Not sure that's worked too well, but yeah, again the background is like darkening a little bit just to make it more obvious to see. And other than that, I made a start on the this Royal Standard level here, but it's quite large. Quite detailed, quite intricate. So if you toggle the tracer and look at the pins, you'll see I haven't done the lines in the top left and bottom right, but the grid is done and those are done. It's ready to, yeah, once I've got those last few pins done, I can actually start doing the routes as well.
Yeah, okay, so working on saving and loading this week. So there's quite a few things that we have to do differently with Skystead Ranch compared to another game. So we are going for this sort of like this load game, save game mentality instead of like say like WooLoop for example, where you just load the game, it automatically loads all of your saves from a from like the Steam cloud and stuff like that, and then it's basically on a level by level basis. But we want to have like proper save file management here, mainly because we are having sandbox mode, which is a thing. So some people will want anyway, to have a sandbox mode version save and a normal mode version. But yeah, we're just sort of like, there's a lot of new things we have to deal with for that. So one of them is actually having text boxes. I don't believe we've done text boxes in the game before, so we can just like type away and then name our Skystead whatever we want. I think I've got one called Hello Sir. That's just another case of one of the things we have to look out for is I've already got a save file called that. So now basically just locking it off so that you can't make 2 saves with the same name. That's just something we have to think about. If you call it something like test or something like that, begin journey, that'll load you into the game as normal. Then I've just been working on this load save window today, and it's not going great. There's a lot to think about. So you've got to load the saves, and then I think typically prioritized by whenever the last one edited is at the top. So you've got your most recent saves at the top. Yeah, it's a bit of work, but I'm getting there. It's just a bit of faff at the moment. I'll just quickly load into a game just to show you the changes in game as well. Cool, there we go, we're in the game. Yeah, so we've expanded the pause menu a little bit. These things don't quite work, and this continue button should be a load game button. But yeah, when you actually press save, I believe that is working. There isn't actually much data that it's saving. It's just saving the level name and a couple of other bits of data like version number and stuff like that. The actual flow state in any of the objects isn't done yet, but it's just a start on that. Yeah, lot to do.
Okay, so it's been another busy day for the Microscopic DLC for Coloring Pixels, and overall it's going on pretty well. I think I've only got about 2 images to go, but definitely one of my favourite ones from today is this sort of sewing needle diorama. I found it on Google Images that a lot of people seem to make sort of little dioramas in the gap for the thread to go through in sewing needles, and I kind of wanted to incorporate that in, considering, well, it's very small. Not microscopic, but very small. And overall I think I did pretty well. I'll put a white background on so you can see it a bit better. But yeah, did a little sort of like fantasy theme in there. It was quite difficult doing the horse and these characters in such a small sort of pixel count, but overall I think I conveyed it pretty well. And as for now, I'm working on a bit of a bigger scene. Again, not microscopic, but very small, which is sort of a ground scene. I'm going to have a little moth in here. I'm going to put them about here, about there, and then I'm going to fill in the background with some more foliage. So this one's going to take a little while. It's not the biggest one, but it's definitely the one that has the most stuff in it, so hopefully it comes out pretty well. Okay, so I'm back on the Microscopic DLC for Coloring Pixels. I'm pretty much done. This is one of the images that I did today, a bit of a larger image, which is I think it's a silk weaving moth. Just a bit of a close-up in the jungle here of the forest. And overall, I'm really happy with this one. Had helped with some feedback here on the antennae to make them a bit more dominant. I think overall, that's really helped. My partner really likes moths, and I thought that looked better, so I'm just going to stick with that. But yeah, moving on. I've done a few more images today. Well, this little sloth one here, I'll give it a quick show, but I don't want to spoil them all. He looks pretty cute. But one of the key points that I want to hit on today was redoing the tardigrade level. I wasn't too happy with it. It just looked a bit too detailed and a bit too messy, as you can see here. This is the new one. I'm overall a lot happy with this one. I've essentially just cleaned up the forms and made it look a bit more, I don't know, made the silhouette a bit more clean, and I think it's really helped the design. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I had a background in. Not everything needs a background. So overall, I'm just going to let this water bear just shine on itself. Okay, so I've been doing some animation work today on the skipping. However, I decided to take a break and start the work on the next skylet, which will be, as we're calling it at the minute, the fifth element, as we don't really know which direction we're going to go in with it. This is a sort of skylet to follow along with the bow, the puffle, the sizzle, and the bow. Did I say bow twice? I think I did. Doesn't matter. But yeah, anyway, they're coming along really nicely. I did some sort of random ones to start off with. I know Lee had the sort of idea of a kitsune, a sort of like fox with multiple tails that all share different elements. I sketched that in. We've got a sort of ice golem little guy here, a sort of lizard chameleon that changes, which my thoughts would be to change the sort of texture to represent the different sort of elements, have them all in one, and a sort of love-themed owl. And the guys really seem to like the sort of ice golem here, more so than the rest of them, so I decided to take this design here and sort of carry it forward a little bit more. And these are the 6 new ones that I did, calling the ice ones, as they sort of look a bit more ice in nature. It's hard to tell on here, they do look a bit like rock, but I assure you it's ice. But yeah, Rob really seems to like this one. Originally, it was we're starting to lean towards this one, but it looks a bit more almost intelligent, whereas this one looks a bit more cute and a bit more, I don't know, a bit more in line with our design. So I think this one's definitely the favourite. So the plan is now is that I'm going to jump over to the iPad and I'm going to sort of digitize it and just make it look a bit more clean and see how it looks with colour as well.
Okay, yeah, so today I've been working on some more saving and loading stuff. A lot of it is mainly been bug fixing, not gonna lie. There were a few exceptions where, because I've just loaded into the sandbox scene straight from the editor, so I haven't gone through the main menu. There were a few instances where that was breaking, but we managed to get the loading save pop-up window to work, I guess. I feel like we want more information here and the ability to delete save files, but for the moment this is good. This is a sort of like a dummy broken file intentionally, just to know that it disables you from trying to load it if it's not good. So if we load up one of these save files, it should just quickly do the thing. Cool, there we go, I'm in. And yeah, everything seems to be alright so far with the actual flow. So you can see this is the actual, like, the name that we've loaded up. That's fine. This save game button works. Pops up showing saved, little bit of confirmation for you there. And this time underneath the save game button shows you the last save. I feel like that could be a little clearer. I think that a lot of games do like 2 minutes ago or something like that. But I'm not quite sure how that works with localization, honestly, because 2 minutes ago would be, well, that's English, right? So you could do, yeah, I don't know. I'll have a think about it anyway. And yeah, it all seems to be going all right. Another issue I had was getting this continue button to work properly as well. So if I press continue, it should load us back into the thing we were just in. Fingers crossed. Yes, there we go. So we're back into that save file, which is great. Everything's working.
So it's been a day mostly about WooLoop again. Gone ahead and made more progress on the Royal Standard flag, which is the sort of flag of the monarch of the UK. But yeah, you can see it's quite large already. I've only done the top right section and the top left. Still haven't done this last line. It's already showing us a large level, so it's a bit of a concern. This may go into being an extra large level, possibly even too large. So I may have to go through and remove some pins later down the line. I'll continue, see how we get on. But in the meantime, I've also gone ahead and got ready with the next level as well, which is sort of, I want to do Pride flag, but instead of doing just the Pride flag, just sort of iterations of different representations of different flags in the Pride community. So I've put those together in an image there. I'm going to get that uploaded into the editor and make a start on that level as well.
So, if you remember from yesterday, I did start work on the new Skylet that I've codenamed Ice Boy right now because we don't have a name for him. So on the stream today, I managed to actually get the 3D model done using this reference here. I had it in the Blender file the whole time just so I could pretty much go back and forth. There's little differences, of course. Obviously, translating from 2D to 3D, it does change up a little, but overall, I'm quite happy with the forms. It definitely took a little while to try to figure out how to get it to model correctly, because obviously I want to keep these sort of vertice lines in, these edge lines in, sorry, so that I can keep the curvature map within Substance Painter when I texture it. Speaking of which, the texture is going really well. As you can see here, I've sort of got that curvature map working to highlight the edges to give it that sort of icy look. And overall, I'm really happy with this. I'm pretty much almost done. There's not really much pattern work on this one, I don't believe. Nothing in the design has that, so I just need to make any changes later, which I'll put in. But overall, for now, I'm pretty happy. I'm probably going to send this off to the guys, see what they think.
Share more WooLoop today, in order to make sure I didn't get bogged down on that Royal Standard picture from yesterday, the past couple of days. I've gone ahead and made some different images instead. So this one I've just finished up here is a Roman Vexillum, which is Jack drew some nice line art for us on Trello here, we can see. So Roman legionary carrying standard. Quite a cool little image. Hopefully that's portrayed well in the actual pixel art, or the line art, sorry, that I put together here. Again, we'll get the feedback when we test it as well, I'm sure. We've lost some of the circles you can see there, just with the scaling, but managed to keep some of them up here on the discs. Quite a lot of detail. It is an extra large level. We do need some of the larger ones. That's good. As well as that, I've made this flag waving level, a bit of a smaller one, but again different in its style. It's not just a flag. It's just something else going on. And then finally I've made this Pride flag that I mentioned yesterday, sort of like a collage or a collection of various different representations from the Pride community. So yeah, all those ready to be tested, decent bit of progress. Hopefully we'll be able to get some good feedback on those and continue finishing those up next week.
Lee!
Jack!
It's Friday, we've reached the end of the week, almost the weekend.
Been a very busy week, yeah. We've wrapped up the Hexy DLC, which is coming out today for us. That'll be last week for you guys. So make sure you check it out. Another good one. I think the third one halfway through the year 4 pass, so make sure you check it out. Other than that, we have the Color and Pixels DLC, the Microscopic DLC, that'll be coming out next week, I believe, for you guys watching the video, so make sure you check that out. And the Flags DLC for WooLoop. The store-based flat is out and live as well, so make sure you wish list that. Get ready for the end of the month as well.
Cool.
But as always, thanks to everyone who's watching the video all the way to the end. Thanks to all our Patreons. Everyone who joined Jack's live stream today, there'll be another one in a week's time as well. So make sure you stick around for that as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.